Hey there, Taurus. Come on in. Let's do your energy forecast for the upcoming week, shall we? Hi there, everyone. My name is Lee Shanks, aka Intuitive Lee, and I'm doing the energy forecast for all of the zodiac signs, currently working on the sign of Taurus. This is for the week of April the 7th through to the 14th. I'm going to use two decks for this reading as usual, but for those of you that are new here, I use two decks. I pull one card from the first deck, and it gives you sort of an umbrella of understanding of what the overarching energy is going to be like for the week ahead. And then I'll move over to a second deck. I pull three more cards, and I just break that week down just a little bit more. All right, so let's have a look at your overarching energy for the week ahead. And we have, I choose to learn through love. Interesting, Taurus, because as soon as I read this, I choose to learn through love is really about putting that lens on. If I look through the lens of love, what does this lesson teach me? I'm actually feeling, Taurus, that this is talking about the lens of self-love, right? That I'm going to just be a little bit more gentle with myself, a little bit more loving and easy on myself, and allowing for the lessons to sort of be processed and land a little bit, if I will, without that inner judgment, without that inner voice that's beating me down. I'm going to stand that aside and look at myself, provide a little bit of ease and grace around my situation, my experiences at this time. And just that lens of love looking at you this week. Okay, Taurus? Let's break it down a little bit further and see what this other deck, which is the Lantern Oracle. The first deck was The Universe Has Your Back. And Lantern Oracle, look at this. Right off the bat, right? So your spirit self. Be who you are as you are. So there we go. The lesson continues in the self-love, right? Learning to accept yourself, warts and all. Once we get to that point in our lives where we've practiced the self-love and the self-appreciation and not depreciation, then what we're doing is allowing ourselves to bloom in our fullness, right? And this is what's being encouraged for you at this time, Taurus, is just allowing yourself to bloom in your fullness, because it's a beautiful thing, and you will find that in doing so, when you get to a point where, one, you're not seeking external validation for that self-love, self-care portion, and you're finding it within, it gets to the point where you kind of don't really give a flying fig what other people think, for starters. But also you begin to trust your own inner wisdom, and you become, I want to call it appealing, right? When other people see you, they're going to feel your energy, and this energy of self-acceptance and self-love radiates out to others. And it's a very, very, very powerful tool that you have without even having to try to use it. It's just naturally yours as you learn to love yourself. All right. Where are we going toward the middle of the week for you? And we have, distorted perceptions. All right. I feel like this is you challenging these distorted perceptions, and they are distorted perceptions of yourself. Not just you though. I'll get to that in a second. Reality is rarely what we are raised to believe it is. And that includes the reality of ourselves. If we think less of ourselves, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm too loud, I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I'm too this, I'm too little that, whatever the case is, that's not really our belief system. It's a belief system that other people have spoken over us, and we've taken it on as our belief system. And it's time to sort of unlearn all of that and truly step into what I call radical self-acceptance. So this is what's being called here for. When we look at ourselves through the lens of less than love, that is that distorted perception. It's a distorted perception that we're allowing ourselves to buy into based on somebody else's thoughts, opinions, judgments, and we don't have to do that, right? We can make the choice to step outside of that and say, well, I'm just going to have a good look at me and see, where I agree with that. Okay, you said I was stupid. Really? Because I've been seen to hold down the same job for the last 7.5 years, and I'm well respected at work, and I've upped the ladder, and I've done this and I've done that. That challenges that I'm stupid thought, right? I'm not pretty enough. Pretty enough for what? You got yourself a partner, right? You were pretty enough for the partner. So why are you listening to that side of that story, right? So it's all in flipping the narrative around to really determining what you believe about yourself, not based on what other people have said about you. And you'll know when you've got there, when no matter what, you love yourself, warts and all. Loving your perfect imperfections is when you know you've arrived. All right. This is quite the journey, but so well worth it. And then we have at the end of the week for you, we have a little bit of misalignment here for you, Taurus. And it says miracles become normal once we face all of the aspects of our life in the same direction, that being the direction of love, right? So it's just talking about things lining up for you. That's what I'm getting out of this, Taurus. It says misalignment, but it's really misalignment because you can't get into alignment with the rest of the world when you're always at the bottom of the list, right? When you're always at the bottom of the pack, when you're always, at the bottom, you are going to find that at the bottom is not your normal position, okay, in life. I feel like at the top should be your normal position. And when I talk about at the top, people think this is all about being selfish and self-centered and narcissistic. That's not what we're asking at all. I would never ask you to, in fact, let's use the easiest and most well-known example, which is simply you put your own oxygen mask on first, because if you fail to do that, then you're not going to be in a position to help others. You're going to be sitting there struggling to breathe, and all those people around you that you could have helped are also going to be struggling to breathe, right? But when you take just a moment, put yourself first, put that oxygen mask on, take a couple of deep breaths, and lo and behold, you're able to help others around you, all right? So big lessons in self-care, self-love, self-appreciation this week. I don't feel like it's just for this week, Taurus. I actually feel like this week, for those of you that are resonating with the reading, it just starts this week. And you're heading in a whole new direction, all right? Thank you so much for being here with me, Taurus. Again, it is for the week of April the 7th through the 14th. Please do hit your like, share, and subscribe button, and I hope to see you back here next week. If you'd like to know more about me, just look me up at leeshanks.com, and you can also find Intuitively on Facebook and Instagram. Blessed be one and all, and I'll see you back here really soon.